Hi all you wonderful people, it's great to see you again. I hope you're having a wonderful day. As you can tell from the title of this video, we have something a little bit different. I'm going to share with you today my guilty pleasure, my MAC lipstick collection. I just think that these just look so aesthetically pleasing, all in a little lipstick holder. Majority of them are the black bullet lipsticks. I do have a couple of other ones that I've gathered over time. Usually we all know MAC lipsticks, they're reasonably expensive. It is a high-end brand, so I usually buy them when they're either on special or it's a get over a certain price and you get a lipstick or a lip kit or something as a free gift. As I say, these are my guilty pleasure. I like collecting them. I just like the look of them in their little tray here. Even the sound, I think it's quite ASMR-y. So yeah, I'm probably a little bit behind the eight ball when it comes to MAC lipsticks. They've been around for years and there's loads of videos on YouTube. Everyone knows what a MAC bullet lipstick is, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. Yeah, I love them. I love the look at them. I like the way that they all match. So I'm not going to put a lot on my lips. My poor lips would be very, dry. I probably will put one on. As you can see, my lips are bare, but apart from that we will probably swatch them on my arms. I do have some facial wipes, makeup wipes here to help us. As we know, my swatching is terrible, but so let's just get into it. I do have a couple of extras over here that either aren't the bullet lipsticks or aren't fitting in the lipstick holder, so I guess we'll start with those ones first. So I'm going to start with my first one and only. This is a little mini lipstick. It's in some, I guess, probably was some limited edition packaging. This is the shade Sweet Sakura. We're not going to swatch these in any order from, like your nudes to your reds, your browns. I do have quite a few colours that are very similar. One thing I will say just while I'm thinking about it is I often buy the MAC lipsticks on their online trial on the MAC New Zealand website. So it can look like it's going to suit me online, and then when I get it, it doesn't, but I still love them, and I find you can often change a lipstick by the way it looks by wearing a lip liner with it. So anyway, let's go Sweet Sakura. It's kind of a nice red, so we'll just swatch it a little bit. It's quite a pinky red. So yeah, there's not too much. It's a creamy, it is one of the cream sheen lipsticks. I love the cream sheens. I think that they're quite comfortable to wear. So that one was, again, Sweet Sakura. Next, we're going to go on to this one. This is quite a recent one to me. This is the Lock Kiss Ink. There's a little bit of a story behind this one. So I bought this. It was a free gift with a purchase over, I don't know how much it was. But when I buy through the MAC NZ website, it says MAC NZ, but it actually comes from Australia. So this took ages to get here, and it didn't seem, they'd sent through the tracking and everything like that, but it didn't seem to be getting any closer. And usually it might take a week to get here. So I thought, this isn't like MAC usually. So I messaged them and I said, hey, is there any update? And they said, oh yeah, that's because it's a flammable item. And I sort of thought, well, I've had all these before. But anyway, they said it was the Lock Kiss ink was the reason for the delay. And sure enough, when the package got here, it had been opened in customs because apparently these are flammable. So yeah, we'll again swatch it on my arm. This is, I have worn this one. It's a nice sort of brownie nude. So yeah, that was MAC Lock Kiss ink. I should give you the name of it. This one is Meticulous. There's probably no point showing your bottom, it's too shiny, you won't see it. So that was Meticulous, and a bit of a story behind that. Next one we have is one of the MAC, I love the packaging, the little slim ones. This is in the shade Sweet Cinnamon, and I'm trying to find the name. Powder Kiss Velvet Blur. That's one of these. Again, this came with a spend so much and you get it as a free gift. I've worn this one quite a lot. I do like this. I actually carry this in my like everyday bag because it's nice and slim and it just fits in there. So that is that one. It is actually really quite similar to Sweet Sakura, but probably more brownie than pink. So once you see them up close, you can see there is a bit of a difference between them. So again, this one goes in my everyday bag. It's just so slim, it's easy to take everywhere. And I do think there's something quite luxurious about the sort of matte black with the gold on it. So that is those ones. Now we move into my general bullet lipsticks. These two are the most newest in my collection, hence they are here, and they don't fit in my little lipstick holder. So we'll get into these. I might actually just clean off my arm first, because I just feel like it's the right thing to do. It seems we're moving into the bullet lipsticks. Again, I'm not going to swatch in any colour story or anything like that. I'm just trying to quickly get this video up and done. I've been wanting to film it for quite a while. So this one here is Brave Red. This is a cream sheen. This is one of the ones I tried on online and thought, for a red, I don't suit a lot of red lipsticks, but I did think online that this one would suit. So cream sheen and Brave Red. I'm actually going to try and put this one on. You have to excuse me, I didn't bring a mirror with me, so we're using my we're using you to help put it on. So it's not the greatest, but it's probably a little bit brighter than I expected, but I don't think it looks terrible. I quite like that. It's summer coming on in New Zealand, so it doesn't look as red as what I thought it was for MAC Brave Red, but again, we're filming on my cell phone, so it's probably not going to show up the best, but I do think it's sort of a nice sort of everyday blue based red. It's not too intimidating. I do like the sheen of it, the cream sheen. So again, that's Brave Red. The next one we have is MAC Red. I couldn't decide what ones to go with when I was placing this order, and I really wanted the freebie. So Brave Red was one of the ones I'd had on my wish list for a while. This one looks a much sort of brighter red. I think this is one of these sort of iconic shades. Everyone knows the sort of MAC Red, the name of that. It's not at all dissimilar to Brave Red. That's Brave Red. That's MAC Red. So they look so different in the tube, as you can see. That looks more red than how it's swatching out. And this is one of their satin lipsticks. Sorry if I didn't mention that. Don't you also just love the way the MAC lipsticks just make that look? It's so satisfying. Okay, moving on. We will now get into, I think we'll do these four. These, there's actually 5 now. I forgot that I got a new one. These are quite a new release for them. This is when they reformulated their matte lipsticks. So these are the Maximal matte lipsticks, the Maximal. So they're actually a bigger bullet if you compare them to one of the other ones. You can see the size, and they're pretty much the same price. I know that some people prefer them, some people don't. I do think that they look pretty with how they've embossed the MAC on the lipstick. Sorry, that's not showing up too well. You can see they've written MAC on there. Anyway, let's get into these ones. So this one is Warm Teddy. This is a new shade to go along with the Velvet Teddy lines. Everyone knows Velvet Teddy. So we'll just swatch that there. Warm Teddy. This is just a nice everyday sort of nude shade. I found Velvet Teddy to be quite light for me. It didn't suit me, but I can wear it. I can just add a lip liner like I said earlier. So I find Warm Teddy is a better match for me. Anyway, I should hurry up. I've already been talking for almost 10 minutes. Next one, again, it's the Maximal matte lipsticks. This is in the shade Soar. I wanted Soar for so long, and it was out of stock from MAC NZ for so long. So we finally have it. It's more of a cool tone, sort of mauvey colour, which is sort of what suits me. Just an everyday wearable shade. So that was Soar. Moving right along, we have Go Retro, again the Maximal matte lipsticks. So we'll do this one, swatch this one next to Soar. So it's quite a similar, bit more warmth to it. but still just your sort of everyday nude. So that was Soar, and that's Go Retro. And this one here is Keep Dreaming. So we have Keep Dreaming. It's sort of a little bit more purpley than my usual. You can sort of see I have my sort of colour story. Sort of nothing outrageous. So Keep Dreaming. That's really nice and creamy. It's a bit more sort of mauvey pink. Almost sort of like a fuchsia colour, isn't it? It is pretty. It's very pretty. So that was Keep Dreaming. Last one of my Maximal matte lipsticks, we have Twig Twist. Again, just a twist on their old Twig. Everyone sort of knows the name Twig. So it's, if you know the shade Twig, you'll know that this is very similar. So that's Twig Twist. Again, I feel like I should clear off my arm, because can anyone swatch along their forearm straight? I'm sure most of you can swatch better than me anyway. But okay, let's just keep going. We've still got a lot to get through. Next one, we have Teddy 2.0. This is one of their Powder Kiss lipsticks, just with the packaging. This is like a soft matte packaging. So Teddy 2.0, again, this goes along with the Velvet Teddy line. Very nude, very light nude. Might have to do it up here a bit more so you can see. So Teddy 2.0. Again, it's one that I would have to darken down. I have worn this one and I just wear it with a lip liner. It is quite light for me on its own, but it's a good everyday shade, and I know a lot of people can get away with those sorts of shades. So while we're on the Teddy lines, this is the iconic, the Velvet Teddy. I think if you know anything about MAC lipsticks, you know Velvet Teddy. So we'll swatch it there next to Teddy 2.0. So you can see it's a lot deeper than Teddy 2.0, but again, I have to wear it kind of with a lip liner. Let's put Velvet Teddy on. We'll take off this Brave Red. Try and dry it off. I'm not sure how well it'll go on over top of the makeup remover wipe. You can see it's a slightly my lips but better shade. So that's, as I said, Velvet Teddy. Usually I'd add some depth to it with a lip liner, but we're not going to go into that too much today. I do like it. I do think, of course, it's a wearable shade. That's why it's iconic. Okay, this is Ruby Woo. This is the Retro Matte, another iconic MAC shade. This was the first MAC Red I brought because I'd heard people, I sort of researched, and you know, people said, oh, the blue-based red, it makes your teeth, you know, look white. And I just thought, well, that sounds great. It doesn't suit me as much as I hoped it would, but it is still a really nice lipstick, and you know, it's iconic. It's been around for years. Ruby Woo. And another Powder Kiss. This is Kinda Sorta. This is one of my favorites. I'd wanted this one for a long time too, but it kept being sold out. Again, more of a cool tone nude. You can kind of, you'll get the feel for what I like. So Kinda Sorta and Ruby Woo. Sorry about my swatches, people. Next we have another matte lipstick. These are the older matte lipsticks. This is Chili. So another one of their sort of iconic reds. I should have swatched this one next to Ruby Woo. I do find this one being more of a sort of brownie red. It does suit my complexion more than Ruby Woo. So that's, as you can see, the blue-based red and more of your brownish orangey red. Again, another iconic shade, been around forever. So that was Chili. I feel like we might get one more swatching before I have to wipe off my arm again. This is my favourite. This is my favourite MAC lipstick, and this is the shade that got me into MAC. I got this online as a free lippy. I think you could choose between 3 shades. And this is one I chose, and I believe it suits me really well. And I was like, wow, MAC lipsticks. This is the reason I love them. Anyway, this is another one of their matte lipsticks. This is the shade Whirl. As you can see, it's been loved. I just love the smell of them. I probably should think about replacing this one soon because it is my first MAC lipstick, but that's Whirl. It's sort of a beigey colour, grey, browny nude. And I get away with this shade. It just suits me. If I wasn't wearing Velvet Teddy, I would put it on. Does anyone else love the smell of MAC lipsticks? Again, that was the shade Whirl. That is my all-time favourite MAC lipstick. That is the one I've had the most use out of. If they ever discontinue that shade, I will be very sad. Let's keep going. Yeah, I can see that this is going to be a long one. Next, this is I think it's a satin lipstick. The writing on the bottom to say what it is there's a number over top. Anyway, this is the shade You Wouldn't Get It. So it's a little bit more than just my sort of browny nudes. It's sort of more of a purpley colour, but I do love this one. It's newer to my collection, but I have worn it quite a lot. I should probably change the finger I'm pointing to. Sorry, I'm not trying to flip you the bird. So that was You Wouldn't Get It. Next we have another matte lipstick, another one of their iconic well-known shades, and that's MAC Myrrh. That is Myrrh, not the shade is Myrrh. So again, quite similar to You Wouldn't Get It. You can see I have a lot of shades in the same sort of storylines. So that is Myrrh. Next we have another matte lipstick. That is D for Danger. Isn't it just such a pretty lipstick? Quite deep and bright for me, but you know, when I want to spice it up a little, I do wear this. I can get away with dark lipsticks. And, you know, with Halloween coming up, maybe that is something that will get more use. Again, that was D for Danger. Next, we have another matte lipstick. This is the shade Taupe. Again, just your sort of everyday nudie, very sort of, no, you know, it's nothing outrageous. You can wear that every day. You can even use this as, you know, if you've got a dark shade, put a little bit in the middle, blend it out, gives a bit of depth, a bit of highlight to your lips. Did I say what that was? That was Taupe. I'm sorry if I'm speeding through this, but there's quite a lot to get through, and my cats are starting to hang around because they're telling me it's dinner time. Next we have an amplified lipstick. This is in the shade Brickola. I do like their amplifieds. They're sort of a creamy, comfortable to wear. And you can see it's quite a brick colour. They've got the name right, Brickola. Amplified lipstick. Let's clear off my arm again. I sort of feel like 5 or 6 is good. And these Colourpop makeup wipes are doing the job, I must say. I generally don't use makeup wipes. I know they're bad for the environment, but for swatches and things like that, they're handy to have. Okay, we have another amplified lipstick. This is one that's more newer to my collection, but it's Smoked Almond, and I just thought this is right up my alley. This is my type of shade that I will get a lot of wear out of. A bit deeper than just the sort of everyday, my comfort zone, but it's still an everyday shade. A bit warmer than Whirl, and I do find I feel most comfortable in cool tone lipsticks, but trying to, you know, experiment a little. I'm very boring, aren't I? These lipsticks, the shades are very boring. It's like, come on Mel, get with some colour. Next is another amplified lipstick, and this is the shade Dubonnet. This is, you can see here, I must have been thinking, be brave Mel, you can do it. And this is a bit deeper, a bit more sultry, a bit more va-va-boom. So that's Dubonnet. On the days I'm feeling a little bit brave. Next we have a frost lipstick. I love the frost lipsticks. I just feel like if you want to get with some colour, but you don't want it to be too outrageous, the frost lipsticks, they've got a nice sheen to them. They're sort of just a good, you know, wash of colour without being too intimidating. This is in the shade New York Apple. It just feels so soft. It's sort of a little purplish, but you can see it's not full coverage. It's sort of a medium buildable formula. But it just adds a nice colour to your lips. So that was New York Apple. Bit of colour without being too out there. Another frost lipstick. This is Fresh Moroccan. And you can see this one's had quite a bit of wear. Tried to sort of blend it together. Yeah, make quite a good shade. So this is Fresh Moroccan, and what was the last one? New York Apple. So the two frost lipsticks. And this is probably my favourite of the frost lipsticks. This is sort of a goldy one, and this is the shade O. It's a terrible swatch, so we'll just try and get it a bit better. So that's O. Again, you can sort of see the sheen in these frost lipsticks, especially if I try and hold it for a little bit more of the natural light coming through. So that's the shade O. We're on to the final 6. If you've watched it this far, tell me in the comments, what's your favourite MAC lipstick? Do you have any, or are there any that are on your wish list? Or if you want to be really out there and you're really good, what's a good dupe? Do you know any good dupes for some MAC lipsticks? Comment them down below if you've got this far through, and if you have, thank you. Thanks for sitting with me this long. Next one is another cream sheen lipstick. This is in the shade Dare You. Do I dare? This is getting out of my comfort zone a little bit. Dare You, another sort of bricky red colour. There's a little bit, sort of a purple tone to it. You can see as the light changes. So that is Dare You, a cream sheen lipstick. Moving right along, we have another cream sheen lipstick. This is Cream in Your Coffee, which of course cream does go very well in your coffee. Another one that I've got a lot of use out of. So we can tell it's going to be another sort of cooler. This is sort of more of a neutral nude, isn't it? It's not too cool, it's not too warm. Just a good everyday shade. It's very wearable. Cream in Your Coffee. Next we have another satin lipstick. I feel they must have got shuffled up in here a bit. Usually I try and keep the mattes with the mattes, the satins with the satins, the cream sheens, the frost, so on and so on. They do seem to have been a little bit worn, mixed up, but that's okay. So this is the shade Del Rio. Again, it's a satin lipstick. It's just such a good pigment. That Swatch. Anyone would think I'm good at this. So these satin lipsticks, they're very comfortable. They are so nice, and a good amount of pigment, as you can see. So that was Del Rio. The final 3. We have the final 3. We're on the home run, people. Okay, this is another satin lipstick. This is in the shade Amorous. Again, the lipstick is really creamy. It's my swatching, so it's not too similar to the last shade. As I said, these are medium buildable coverage, these satin lipsticks. So that was Amorous satin lipstick. And the last 2 are quite new to my collection. These are the Lusterglass. I love the formula of the Lusterglass. You can see with the shiny packaging. They are a little bit more expensive than the other ones. But it's nice to have a couple. These I probably have come as freebies. And so this one is Lusterglass in Like I Was Saying. And you can just tell, this is right up Mel's alley. This is a shade she's going to wear. This is a shade she's going to be comfortable with. And these Lusterglasses, they are just so wearable. They just add that sort of sheen to your lips without having, it's like a nice wash of colour to your lips. There is pigment to them, but it's more of a wash. So that was Like I Was Saying. And now the final one is Hug Me. Again, these Lusterglasses have the M.A.C name embossed on the actual bullet lipstick. The packaging of M.A.C, it's just so luxurious. And another really pretty shade. Very nude, very neutral. And that was in the shade Hug Me, which I think is probably the newest one to my collection. I think I just got this the other day. So that is it, everybody. I'm not sure if I can hold them all together in my hands, but I think there must have been 20 something. I actually haven't counted recently. Of course, one ends up on the floor. I mean, that's to be expected. Hi. So again, thank you for watching all the way to the end. It's probably, as I show you my M.A.C lipstick collection, again, comment down below what your favourite M.A.C lipstick is. There goes some more onto the floor. So what your favourite M.A.C lipstick is, what your favourite formula of M.A.C lipstick is, any recommendations of what you think I should get. I do have 2 on my wish list, 2 more vampy colours, one being Rebel. I can't quite remember the other one now. Just get me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So yeah, there are a couple more vampy shades. So if there's any recommendations for me, leave them down below. Comment your favourite M.A.C lipstick. Comment any you want. If you don't have a M.A.C lipstick collection but you know of any dupes, comment them down below. And hey, thank you so much for sitting with me, for taking the time to watch. If you watched it all to the end, you guys are just simply amazing. So thanks again. I've said enough. I've held you up. I've taken enough of your time. I will just simply see you in my next one. Bye.